country and not minorityism camouflaged as secularism. Tonight we expose and report on the new reprehensible culture among some groups and political parties to reward rioters. Yes, it is true. Some political parties are in a race to reward those people who take part in communal riots. In Karnataka, the Congress party's leader was planning to distribute thousands of rupees to those accused of rioting. And he was forced to pull back after our reporters revealed his plan. Can you believe it? A riot reward, ladies and gentlemen. That's also my hashtag tonight. Hashtag riot reward. Elsewhere, the All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin leaders were trying to hold iftar parties in jail for riot-accused leaders. A riot reward. Other groups are rushing to somehow help those who attacked the Hanuman procession and Shobha Yatra in Jahangir Puri. Another riot reward. And I am asking tonight, and I am sure that you are as well, how many of these parties and groups came to help the family of Harsha when he was butchered? Or to the help of policemen who were stoned in Jahangir Puri? Or to the help of Shivam, who was in a coma injured during the attack on a Hindu temple in Khargon? Viewers, a riot reward? This hypocrisy has to stop. Things have crossed all limits now. And only if the people support our call for true secularism, ladies and gentlemen, not pseudo-secularism, can things change in this country, and they must.
ये जो हीरोइन है अफगानिस्तान से पाकिस्तान के रास्ते आई है, जिसपे कि हमारा अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है। इसमें कुछ कनेक्शन दुबई का भी मिला है। समय आने पर पूरा खुलासा किया जाएगा।
Pro-Kannada activist Vatal Nagaraj and his supporters are protesting in front of Mysore Bank Circle here in Bengaluru against Hindu imposition, as well as the statements of Ajay Devgan on Twitter.
हमारी सब इच्छाओं को पूर्ण करने का समय हमारे पास है, क्योंकि हम सत्य पर है, हम सद्भावना पर है, हम सबको अपना मानकर चलते हैं, तो हमारे पास सदा के लिए समय है। हमारी बातें गलत है, किसी दूसरे का विरोध करने वाली है, दुनिया में अशांति हिंसा लाने वाली है, तो फिर हमारे लिए समय मर्यादित है। अब उसके दिन लग गए, आखिरी छटपटाहट हिंसा की तरफ, असद्भावना की तरफ।
Who is truly secular and who uses it as a facade? What does it mean to be truly secular?
इस उत्तर प्रदेश में आज से 5 साल पहले दंगे होते थे। आज उत्तर प्रदेश में सर्वत्र शांति है, सौहार्द है, अराजकता गुंडागर्दी के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है।
Can the lobby claim to be truly secular?
सेक्युलरिज्म हमारे डीएनए में है, इस मुल्क के डीएनए में है। ये जरूर बीजेपी कोशिश कर रही है कि जो सेक्युलर फैब्रिक है उसको तार-तार करने की, बट डीएनए इज गोइंग टू बी देयर।
Have those who talk secularism failed in its delivery? Arnav live at 8 p.m. with the Be Truly Secular debate.
Welcome back, viewers. On to some more international news. Many Iranians marched in rallies in the capital city of Iran, which is Tehran, to mark Jerusalem Day. Now, according to Iran, this is an occasion to express support to the Palestinians. Iran has been marking the day since the start of its 1979 Islamic resolution led by the Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Here's is what we get to witness in this year.
Thousands of Iranians marched in rallies in the capital Tehran to mark the Jerusalem Day, which Iran believes is an occasion to express solidarity with the Palestinians. And this was the first time a march was held post the coronavirus pandemic. Watch how demonstrators chanted slogans against America and Israel, which has now become a tradition in mass rallies in the country. Iran does not recognize Israel and supports the militant groups of Hamas and Hezbollah. Many high-ranking Iranian officials too attended the rally in Tehran, including President Ibrahim Raisi and the commander of the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, General Mohammad Salami. Agency report for Republic TV.
Now, Realme recently held a launch for 5 new products in different categories, ranging from smart TVs to wireless earbuds to new flagship. Here's all new products that the brand has to offer to the Indian customer.
On April 29th, Realme announced the launch of 5 new products in the market. The product on the list were 2 sets of wireless earbuds, namely the Realme Buds Q2S and the Realme Buds Air 3, launched at the rate of 1,999 rupees and 4,999 rupees respectively. But this was not all. The brand went on to launch Realme Pad Mini with starting price of rupees 10,999. But what stole the show was the launch of Realme Smart TV, which is now available in markets at a discounted rate. Closing the mega launch ceremony, Realme also announced its flagship series GT Neo 3 and GT Neo 3 150 watts, also available in the market at an introductory discounted price. The mega Realme launch has now soared temperatures in the tech market, and the new Realme products are going to be watched out for. Bureau report for Republic TV.
On the other side, Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP lock horns over the Patiala clashes between pro and anti-Khalistan group. And Gujarat angle to Shaheen Bagh drug bust. Gujarat DCP reveals links to Kandala drug bust.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality. To apply, visit amity.edu.
Sikh organizations are continuously protesting, demanding action against the Hindu organizations who have allegedly attacked on them. The clash reported where the Sikh organizations were rolling out mar for the Khalistan, and in fact on the other side
Tennis veteran Boris Becker was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for illicitly transferring large amounts of money and hiding assets after he was declared bankrupt. The 3-time Wimbledon champion was convicted earlier this month on 4 charges under the Insolvency Act and faced a minimum sentence of 7 years in prison. The 54-year-old German was found to have transferred several £1,000s after filing bankruptcy from his business account to other accounts, including those of his ex-wife Barbara and estranged wife Shirley Lily Becker. The 6-time Grand Slam champion has denied all the charges, saying he had cooperated with the trustees tasked with securing his assets, even offering up to his wedding ring, and had acted on expert advice. Agency report for Republic TV.
A bus conductor was cheered to death in a fire incident happened in Bathinda's bus stand when 3 buses gutted in fire all of a sudden, and this incident reported late in the night when the bus conductor was sleeping inside the bus. All of a sudden that fire incident reported in which 3 buses gutted. Soon after receiving the information, local administration reached at the spot. Fire tenders pressed into the service, but the entire administration failed to rescue the bus conductor from inside the bus alive, and in fact later his body has been shifted to civil hospital for the post-mortem just because the burn injuries was there, and he was declared brought dead in the civil hospital. Meanwhile, the local administration has also launched an investigation in this entire incident to ascertain the reason behind this fire incident, just because 3 private buses has been put on the fire, and in fact one person died who was sleeping inside the bus just because the incident happened late night, and even the administration is now trying to find out the reason behind this incident.
A report in the morning that supporters of Congress MLA and former Minister Zamir Ahmad Khan allegedly trying to distribute food kit as well as 5,000 rupees money to the family members of accused who are arrested in connection with Hubballi violence. And according to the supporters, there were many innocents who were being framed in the case and arrested. And all those family members are from poor background, and that is the reason MLA have come forward to help them by providing food kit and financial assistance. And what we also get to learn is Anjanum Islam, one of the highest Muslim body in Hubballi district, also tried to join hands with this particular donation from MLA. But later on, when this particular news went viral on social media and mainstream media, now they have called off this particular event to give food kit as well as the money.
Sikh organizations are continuously protesting, demanding action against the Hindu organizations who have allegedly attacked on them. The clash reported where the Sikh organizations were rolling out march for the Khalistan, and in fact on the other side Shiv Sena and along with the other Hindu organizations coming out with the march, anti-Khalistan march.
In another incident of an alleged custodial death from the state of Tamil Nadu, a man from Thiruvannamalai district allegedly died in police custody after being taken for questioning. The man, identified as Thangamani, was taken into police custody in connection to questioning on illegal liquor sale. While his family members have levelled allegations of being tortured by police officers in custody, police officers have claimed that man suffered fits on Wednesday, following which he was taken to a government hospital and died during the treatment. Meanwhile, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has assured that proper inquiry will be conducted as soon as autopsy report is received. This came just a few days after another similar incident was reported from Chennai, where a 25-year-old man was beaten to death in police custody over alleged possession of drugs. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Republic's mega campaign, Be Truly Secular, kickstarts today. Join Republic TV to tell the lobby what it means to be secular. Aam Aadmi Party and BJP lock horns over Patiala clashes between pro and anti-Khalistan groups. Gujarat angle to Shaheen Bagh drug bust. Gujarat DCP reveals links to Kandala drug bust. Amid loudspeaker face-off, Raj Thackeray heads to Aurangabad to address a mega rally tomorrow. Mumbai Sessions Court to resume bail plea hearing of Navneet and Ravi Rana. Fire at Bhalswa landfill rages for the 4th consecutive day. Residents filed police complaints against the NDMC officials. Good morning, you're watching Republic TV. It's 8:30 and we're tracking for you all the major stories at the top of this bulletin. And are we a truly secular nation? That's the big campaign that we are tracking for you. And the big breaking news coming on the broadcast right now. Amid the growing chorus for the Uniform Civil Code in BJP states, now BJP ally JDU has said that there is no need for UCC in Bihar. A key aide of Nitish Kumar, Ashok Chaudhary, has said that there seems to be no need why we would have a uniform civil code in Bihar. That's the big breaking news that we're tracking for you right now. Let's listen to what Ashok Chaudhary had to say on the UCC.
हमारे नेता हमेशा कहते हैं, हर पॉलिटिकल भाषण में उनका ये बयान होता है कि प्रेम भाईचारा के साथ ही हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। इसीलिए ऐसी कोई भी बात जिसमें कि आपसी सहयोग, आपसी मिलत, आपसी प्रेम जो है वो उसमें खटास पैदा हो, वैसी कोई भी बात नहीं होनी चाहिए। और कहाँ तक कॉमन सिविल कोड का सवाल है, हम नहीं समझते हैं कि बिहार में अभी इसकी कोई आवश्यकता है। हमारे नेता हमेशा कहते हैं, हर पॉलिटिकल भाषण में उनका ये बयान होता है कि प्रेम भाईचारा के साथ ही हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। इसीलिए ऐसी कोई भी बात जिसमें कि आपसी सहयोग, आपसी मिलत, आपसी प्रेम जो है वो उसमें खटास पैदा हो, वैसी कोई भी बात नहीं होनी चाहिए। और कहाँ तक कॉमन सिविल कोड का सवाल है, हम नहीं समझते हैं कि बिहार में अभी इसकी कोई आवश्यकता है।
AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi broke down as he was addressing a mega rally in Hyderabad's Makkah Masjid yesterday on Ramzan. He was talking about the recent incidents of demolition of Muslim houses and businesses in the national capital as well as Madhya Pradesh. We take a look at his excerpts of his speech and what he had to say about it.
या रसूल अल्लाह, जुल्म हो रहा है आपकी उम्मत पर। आका, हमको जुल्म के जरिए मिटाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, मगर या रसूल अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, हम आपके उम्मती हैं, हम खबीब बिन अदी के गुलामों के गुलाम हैं। हम सबर करेंगे, मैदान नहीं छोड़ेंगे, कमर कसेंगे, अल्लाह से डर कर सिर्फ इन लोगों से मुकाबला करें।
Get you an update on the Patiala clashes now, hours after being expelled as Punjab working president of the Shiv Sena, Harish Singla, has been arrested by the police. Now, Singla was leading an anti-Khalistan protest in Patiala without any permission. Take a look at this report and the details emerging from that violence that had taken place yesterday.
Hours after being expelled as Punjab working president of Shiv Sena, Harish Singla was arrested by the police for instigating clashes in Patiala, after which a curfew was imposed in the city. Clashes broke out between Shiv Sena, which were led by Singla, and pro-Khalistan Sikh groups. Thousands took to streets in Patiala. Swords were brandished. Stones were pelted as clashes turned violent outside the Kali Mata temple. Singla allegedly led Khalistan Murdabad march without permission and instigated the crowd against the protesting pro-Khalistan Sikh groups. The clashes ensued a critical meeting headed by Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, who directed the police that no perpetrator of the violence should be spared. Later, Shiv Sena distanced itself from Singla, expelling him from the party. Eventually, he was arrested later in the evening. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And breaking news coming in, tensions have gripped Patiala after two groups clashed at a temple during the anti-Khalistan rally. And at least 4 people, including 2 policemen, were injured in those clashes. Now, the police fired into the air to bring the situation under control. SSP Patiala is meeting the Hindu organization to discuss regarding Patiala Bandh call given by them. That's the big breaking news that we're tracking for you. The situation continues to remain tense in Patiala. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Amandeep, who's tracking for us all the latest on ground in Patiala. Amandeep, take us through the latest details on ground. Take us through the law and order situation. What are you picking up on ground? Is the situation still tense?
Well, Crispino, the point is that recently SSP Patiala has just met Hindu organizations regarding the call bandh that was given by the Hindu organization. And you can see the visuals that Patiala police is also reviewing the security nearby the Kali temple, just because it is in the morning, and even the call given by the Hindu organizations to bandh Patiala against the violence that had happened yesterday. And we will try to talk to SSP Patiala also regarding the same. We will try to. Sir, what is the latest that has been discussed with the Hindu organizations today?
No, nothing was discussed. It was just an informal meeting.
And will the permission has been given for the Patiala Bandh call that was given by the Hindu organizations?
No permission has been taken.
How the things will manage? Police has reviewed the security nearby.
Deployed sufficient force, so we'll maintain law and order.
And even, sir, one more question, that what sanctions has been imposed against Harish Singla?
He has been arrested.
So you can see no permission has been given to the Hindu organizations for the Patiala Bandh call. SSP just spoken to Republic TV exclusively and revealing the information that no permission has been given to the Hindu organizations to implement the call of Patiala Bandh, and in fact they are reviewing the security of the entire Patiala to maintain the law and order situation, and the curfew has been lifted in the morning. But the Hindu organizations on the other side, they are on their call and following their call that Patiala Bandh will remain in protest of yesterday's violence, just because this is the place. I request my camera person to kindly show the visuals that how much security has been deployed around. And even this is the same place where yesterday clash took place among the pro-Khalistani groups and the Hindu organizations and the Shiv Sena leader Harish Singla. Though Harish Singla has been arrested, taken into the custody, and FIR has been registered in that entire case. And now recently SSP Patiala Nanak Singh has just met Hindu organization to discuss regarding the Patiala Bandh call that was given by the Hindu organizations today itself. And even the security arrangements has also been reviewed. You can see the visuals that these are the morning visuals outside the Kali Devi temple, and even everywhere in Patiala security has been beefed up, additional security called in, just because the panic situation has not de-escalated so far, Crispino, and even the situation is not very much normal. What happened yesterday, Hindu organizations are not able to bear it, and they will definitely go according to their call of Patiala Bandh. Yes, Crispino.
This has certainly shaken the fabric, the social fabric of Patiala there. Amandeep, also you have just taken us through the law and order situation, and it's certainly a big challenge for Bhagwant Mann, because it's the first time he's facing such a challenge since taking over as the Chief Minister of Punjab.
Absolutely, Crispino. Law and order situation is a big challenge for the Aam Aadmi Party government this time, just because this is a communal clash. I request my camera person to continuously show you the visuals that anti-riot police is also deployed here. Yesterday, when Bhagwant Mann held a meeting with DGP and the Chief Secretary, immediately after the meeting, the arrest taken place of Harish Singla. And meanwhile, strict orders has been released by Bhagwant Mann regarding the Patiala violence to beef up the security. Additional force has been called in to maintain the law and order situation. But the point is that now police is trying to negotiate the talks with the Hindu organizations so that they can drop their Patiala Bandh call, so that the law and order should not be challenged. But the Hindu organizations are very much upset what had happened yesterday outside Kali Devi temple. This says that this is discretion happened out at Kali Devi temple, and that touches the Hindu sentiments, and that is the reason they have given the call of Patiala Bandh. But now police and administration all are on their toes to maintain the law and order situation, and even they are trying to defuse every kind of protest planned by any of the organizations, so that law and order situation should not be challenged in Patiala once again. What had happened yesterday, that is quite shocking. One side pro-Khalistani organizations raising the pro-Khalistani slogans, and on the other side anti-Khalistani slogans were raised, and this happened and this witnessed after years in Punjab, and now it is a big challenge for the Aam Aadmi Party government as well as for the Patiala police to maintain the law and order situation here in the area, so that the Patiala should come into the routine life. Yes, Crispino.
Amandeep, we will keep coming back to you for more on this developing story, as a Patiala Bandh call has been called by the Hindu organization. Thank you for joining us this morning.
What our country needs is an awakening of true secularism and a rejection of pseudo-secularism, a rejection of fake secularism, and what we certainly do not need is minorityism masquerading as secularism. So join me as we raise the pitch in our campaign for India to be truly secular. Join me on the weekend debate. Don't miss it. This one is very important for you to participate in.
Be truly secular. Join India's biggest public campaign. Tweet or WhatsApp your videos on 73044 34381.
And coming up, Gujarat angle to Shaheen Bagh drug bust. The Gujarat DCP reveals links to Kandala drug bust. Also tracking for you, the loudspeaker face-off Raj Thackeray is heading to Aurangabad to address a mega rally tomorrow.
See, these are the stones that were being pelted on the car of the Shiv Sena leader Harish Singla, just because the temple trustees were not trusting on the Harish Singla. These people who are taking care of the Kali Mata temple in Patiala, they are alleging that the entire incident happened just because of Harish Singla. He was the one who was being accused. Look at these visuals. All of a sudden, stones were being pelted.
With Jammu and Kashmir touching 40 degrees centigrade in the month of April itself and the power crisis growing day by day, the Congress party today staged protest against the Union Territory government led by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, wherein they demanded that there should be adequate supply of the electricity in all the areas of the Jammu region. When the Congress party was staging protests led by its senior leaders, including the working president Raman Bhalla and the district in charge, including the Yogesh Sani, the police detained both of them along with several workers of the Congress party, and they were taken to the nearby police station. The police has foiled the march of the Congress party from their headquarters, in which they were staging protest against the Lieutenant Governor administration, as the Jammu and Kashmir is plunging into darkness with the crisis of power. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
When the clash happened, the people who were standing on the terrace, they have pelted the stones, and even the people who are on the ground, they have brandished the swords. Broken bricks and stones are very much lying on the road still, and these are the stones that were being used to pelt to each other. 4 people injured among 2 cops. One is having the bullet injury. A bus conductor was cheered to death in a fire incident happened in Bathinda's bus stand when 3 buses gutted in fire all of a sudden, and this incident reported late in the night when the bus conductor was sleeping inside the bus. All of a sudden that fire incident reported in which 3 buses gutted. Soon after receiving the information, local administration reached at the spot. Fire tenders pressed into the service, but the entire administration failed to rescue the bus conductor from inside the bus alive, and in fact later his body has been shifted to civil hospital for the post-mortem just because the burn injuries was there and he was declared brought dead in the civil hospital. Meanwhile, the local administration has also launched an investigation in this entire incident to ascertain the reason behind this fire incident, just because 3 private buses has been put on the fire, and in fact one person died who was sleeping inside the bus, just because the incident happened late night, and even the administration is now trying to find out the reason behind this incident.
A report in the morning that supporters of Congress MLA and former Minister Zamir Ahmad Khan allegedly trying to distribute food kit as well as 5,000 rupees money to the family members of accused who are arrested in connection with Hubballi violence. And according to the supporters, there were many innocent.
After India's biggest campaign comes the week's biggest debate. Public debaters face off on true secularism. Who is being truly secular in India?
हमारे मुल्क के आईन में दर्ज है कि we are a secular country. मुझे नहीं लगता है कि किसी भी हुकूमत को इस चीज में दखल देना चाहिए।
सद्भावना पर जो चलते हैं, अहिंसा पर जो चलते हैं, सत्य बात पर, न्याय बात पर जो चलते हैं, उनके लिए समय है, क्योंकि वो रहने वाले हैं।
Arnav live at 8 p.m. with the Be Truly Secular debate.
And on to international news now. On Friday, Sri Lankans were seen protesting in Colombo even after the country's president agreed to replace his older brother as prime minister in a proposed interim government to solve a political impasse caused by Sri Lanka's worst economic crisis in decades. We take a look at the developments in the country.
Even as the Sri Lankan president agreed to replace older brother Mahinda Rajapaksa as the Prime Minister in a proposed interim government, watch how hundreds of Sri Lankans continue to take to the streets demanding the fall of the government amidst the spiraling economic crisis. But Rajapaksa's proposal has not gone down well with the protesters, who continue to crowd the capital city, Colombo.
We're here to put an end to the crooks, and to me they're all just the same, they're all crooks.
In Sri Lanka, businesses are closed, teachers absent, and public transportation suspended as the strike to pressure the president to step down continues. While 3 members of the Rajapaksa family have already stepped down since April in what appeared to be an attempt to pacify the angry protesters, protests in Sri Lanka continue unabated. Agency report for Republic TV.
A powerful explosion ripped through a mosque in the Afghan capital of Kabul, killing at least 10 people and wounding 20 others. Now, the blast comes merely days after 33 Shiite worshippers died in northern city of Mazar-e-Sharif when a bomb struck their mosque and an adjacent religious school. We take a look at the developments there.
24 hours after twin blasts ripped through the city of Mazar-e-Sharif, another explosion was reported in Afghanistan's capital city, Kabul, claiming at least 10 lives while injuring another 20. The explosion was reported at Khaifa Aga Guljan Mosque in the Afghan capital as hundreds of worshippers gathered for prayers on the last Friday of the holy month of Ramadan. Watch how ambulances raced to the site, driving up to the end of a narrow street in an eastern neighborhood of Kabul to reach the mosque in a bid to aid the ones injured. While the source of the explosion remains unknown, hours later, Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack. The explosion is the latest in a series amid relentless attacks across the country. Following Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan last August, Islamic State has stepped up its attacks across Afghanistan, and concerns over the safety and lives of Afghan nationals have only been on a rise. Agency report for Republic TV.
Now, with Bitcoin ATMs being set up in Mexico, a new ATM has now been installed in the country's Senate with mixed responses and views about Bitcoins being regulated as a legal tender in Mexico. Take a look at the details coming in from there.
There are a dozen Bitcoin ATM in the whole of Mexico, and one is now in the Senate. One of the senators who proposed that Bitcoin should become legal tender in Mexico, something that, for now, still seems like a distant option. She said cryptocurrency would be to become an alternative to cover the needs of the 67 million Mexicans who, according to her data, are excluded from the financial system.
The governments and the central banks can create an infinite supply of government money, whereas Bitcoin has a fixed supply. So, the more people that come into it, the more demand there is. The supply is limited, so the price gets forced up more and more, as we've seen since it's come out, from basically having a value of 10,000 Bitcoin equals 2 pizzas was the first real transaction, and now it's one Bitcoin is tens of thousands of dollars.
Facility Agency Report, Republic TV.
News coming in from Shanghai. As the lockdown in Shanghai continues, residents of Nanxing community in Shanghai's Jing'an district banked pots and pans in the wee hours of Thursday as part of a protest against the near month-long lockdown. Here are more details.
With COVID-19 cases on a rise, the world's most brutal lockdown continues in Shanghai. Watch this video. This video of furious residents trying to break out of their residential building, seemingly blocked off because of lockdown restrictions, made rounds on social media. And 7 days later, yet another video portraying the ordeal of Shanghai residents has now emerged. And watch this video. Residents in Shanghai's Jinyang district were heard banging pots and pans in the wee hours of Thursday as a part of protest against the near month-long lockdown. With 52 deaths and over 15,000 COVID-19 cases being reported in the last 24 hours, the Chinese officials are now scrambling to tighten the already brutal lockdown measures. And from lack of food supplies to restriction of movement, the problems of Shanghai residents are many, and the city's poor handling of the outbreak has now raised public distrust in the authorities and anger at the Xi Jinping government. Agency Report for Republic TV.
Join Republic Media Network's Be Truly Secure campaign and catch all the major stories on the other side at Rise at 9. Catching for you the latest stories. Up next, we get for you Mumbai Sessions Court to resume bail hearing of Navneet and Ravi Rana. And tracking for you the fire at Bhalswa Landfill, which still rages on for the 4th consecutive day. Residents filed police complaint against the NDMC officials.
You can see these are the stones that were being pelted on the car of the Shiv Sena leader Harish Singla, just because the temple trustees were not trusting on the Harish Singla. These people who are taking care of the Kali Mata temple in Patiala, they are alleging that the entire incident happened just because of Harish Singla. He was the one who was being accused. Look at these visuals. All of a sudden, stones were being pelted.
With Jammu and Kashmir touching 40 degrees centigrade in the month of April itself and the power crisis growing day by day, the Congress party today staged protest against the Union Territory government led by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, wherein they demanded that there should be adequate supply of the electricity in all the areas of the Jammu region. When the Congress party was staging protests led by its senior leaders, including the working president Raman Bhalla and the district in charge, including the Yogesh Sani, the police detained both of them along with several workers of the Congress party, and they were taken to the nearby police station. The police has foiled the march of the Congress party from their headquarters, in which they were staging protest against the Lieutenant Governor administration, as the Jammu and Kashmir is plunging into darkness with the crisis of power. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gurcharan Singh for Republic Media Network.
when the clash happened, the people who were standing on the terrace, they have pelted the stones, and even the people who are on the ground, they have brandished the swords. Broken bricks and stones are very much lying on the road still, and these are the stones that were being used to pelt to each other. 4 people injured among 2 cops. One is having the bullet injury. A bus conductor was cheered to death in a fire incident happened in Bathinda's bus stand when 3 buses gutted in fire all of a sudden, and this incident reported late in the night when the bus conductor was sleeping inside the bus. All of a sudden that fire incident reported in which 3 buses gutted. Soon after receiving the information, local administration reached at the spot. Fire tenders pressed into the service, but the entire administration failed to rescue the bus conductor from inside the bus alive, and in fact later his body has been shifted to civil hospital for the post-mortem just because the burn injuries was there, and he was declared brought dead in the civil hospital. Meanwhile, the local administration has also launched an investigation in this entire incident to ascertain the reason behind this fire incident, just because 3 private buses has been put on the fire, and in fact 1 person died who was sleeping inside the bus just because the incident happened late night, and even the administration is now trying to find out the reason behind this incident.
A report in the morning.
Republic's mega campaign, Be Truly Secular, kickstarts. Join the campaign if you believe that secularism must be India first. Heavy security deployed in Patiala after clashes broke out between pro and anti-Khalistani groups yesterday. Amid loudspeaker face-off Raj Thackeray to head to Aurangabad to address a mega rally on 1st May. Mumbai Sessions Court to resume bail plea hearing of Navneet and Ravi Rana. Fire at Bhalswa landfill rages on for 4th consecutive day. Residents file police complaint against NDMC officials. And BHU student shaves head in protest against Vice Chancellor for attending the iftar party. A very good morning. You're watching Rise at 9 this Saturday morning with me, Kritsween Walia, and we start with the latest we're tracking from Patiala in Punjab. Remember, yesterday was a tense day across Patiala, and tension has gripped the city after 2 groups clashed outside the temple during an anti-Khalistan rally, and at least 4 people have sustained injuries, including 2 policemen as well. The police fired in the air to bring the situation under control, and now more and more details coming in that the internet has been suspended in Patiala from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening. So yes, more details coming in as far as attempts being made to bring the situation under control in Patiala. Amandeep, my colleague, is joining us live. Amandeep, just a few minutes ago, we broke down details of how the SSP Patiala has made it very clear, and in a strongly worded statement has said that none of the 2 sides were given permission to go out with any sort of rallies or marches. So that's an update coming in, but for the moment being told that curfew has been imposed in the city from 9:30 a.m. to 6 in the evening. What more can you tell us?
Absolutely, Crispin. That now they are trying to control the law and order situation, and in fact they are trying to control the internet and the social media rumors. So that is the reason Department of Home of Punjab government has released an order that internet will remain suspended from 9:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. just because Hindu organizations have given a call today to burn the Patiala against the violence that had happened outside the Kali Devi Mandir. And in fact, I can show you the visuals also that how much security has been deployed outside the Kali Devi temple, just because the protest march will start from this very much point. All the Hindu organizations will started gathering by 9:30 at this point, and from here they will walk towards the city to following the call of Patiala Bandh given by them yesterday. And in fact, SSP Nanak Singh, he has also met the Hindu organizations just a few minutes back, and he has also asking them to withdraw the call just to maintain the law and order situation, but the call is still sustaining, and that is the reason they have suspended the internet. Maximum security has been deployed, and 144 section of CRPC has been imposed in the Patiala just to take all kind of precautionary measures so that yesterday's episode should not be repeat today itself. And in fact, you can see the visuals are very much telling that how the police is trying to neutralize this entire situation. They are trying to de-escalate the situation in Patiala, just because from yesterday till now Patiala is under a panic after the clashes witnessed. But the latest information is that now internet has been suspended so that no social media rumors can travel from one place to another, from one phone to another, just because regarding the preliminary investigation from the yesterday's clash, it has been learned by the police that a rumor was spreaded on the social media due to which clash happened, and in fact that rumor on the social media was posted to both the groups simultaneously, and the different pro-Khalistani people has received the different information through the social media, through the internet, and Hindu organizations has received a different message through the social media. And in fact, they are trying to verify the person who all are behind spreading this social media rumors, and that turned to be the major reason of this clash as well. And that is the reason today, to avoid such kind of circumstances, they have suspended the internet from 9:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. by the evening, and it can be extended. It can be extended, and even to maintain the law and order situation. We will try to talk to the See, SSP Patiala is also on the spot, and he is taking the stock of the situation, reviewing the security as well, just because today's march is going to start in a short while from now, from the side of the Hindu organizations, and now they are trying to clear the route as well, that where are the security points and how much Hindu organizations will be allowed to march from this very much point. You can see all the DSPs, all the SPs, SSP is here on the spot with the security review, and even they are trying to maintain the law and order situation here itself, just because what had happened yesterday, that was quite surprising and shocking. Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann held meeting with the DGP and Chief Secretary. Immediately after that, arrest of Harish Singla happened, and even the security and the police personnel from the adjoining districts has also been called in Patiala to maintain the law and order situation, so that maximum manpower should press into the services to sustain the situation of the law and order. And in fact, the tear gas guns and the weapons are also here. Police is preparing with every kind of situation to deal with any kind of uncertainty, just because yesterday also they were fired in the air to control the law and order situation as well. So you can see the entire situation is here. Police security has been beefed up, internet has been suspended, section 144 has been imposed in Patiala, and law and order situation supposed to be taken care by the local police with the additional force. Anti-riot police is here, commandos are here. Every possible effort is being made by local police, and this is how the situation is on the second day of the Patiala clashes. And in fact, Hindu organizations are preparing themselves to roll out the march against the desecration of Kali Devi temple as per their yesterday's meeting, and they have given the call for the Patiala Bandh. They will gather outside the Kali Devi temple, from where they will start their march, and police has deployed a massive security outside Patiala Kali Devi temple. Yes, Christine.
Absolutely. And Amandeep, following the incident, the Chief Minister had ordered an inquiry into the clash and has directed the police top brass to ensure the culprits behind the incident are punished at the earliest. Now, like you were pointing out, Shiv Sena leader Harish Singla, who is leading the protest march too, has been arrested. How many people in total are under the police scanner? Because, the police was certainly prompted to fire shots in the air. they were eventually able to bring the situation under control, but a lot had been spilled over already. So what's going on as far as the investigations go?
Well, Crispin, the point is that initially police have registered the FIR against unidentified people under section 307, that is attempt to murder. But later in the investigation, it has been learned that the Harish Singla was the man in the middle of everything, and that is the reason why after the Chief Minister's meeting, he was immediately put under the arrest. And in fact, now they are trying to identify the chain of the people who all are involved into this in the further course of investigation. And even so far, only one person has been identified as a prime accused of this entire case and clash. And even after that, after the interrogation of Harish Singla, it will be revealed that who all are involved and how many people are involved with what message. And even the police is also trying to verify the back force of Harish Singla, who has instigated and who has pushed Harish Singla to instigate, to provoke the people regarding this entire clash. On the other side, there is a pro-Khalistani group. Police is also investigating that angle, that how these pro-Khalistani groups has been landed on the roads, on the streets with the slogans of Khalistan Zindabad, who all are behind them and who has been provoked, that group. And just because Khalistan is not a very legal term in Punjab, it is not acceptable. And in fact, certain Khalistani terrorist has been behind the bars since years. And in fact, Khalistani agenda is not very much acceptable by the police or by the people of Punjab. So that is the reason. Investigation, Christine, from both the angles are underway. But the priority of the police is just to try to maintain the law and order situation first in Patiala. Patiala should come onto the normal life, and later the investigation will be launched in a deep manner. Yes, Christine.
Absolutely. Thank you for all those details. We'll keep coming back to you as this continues to be a developing story. But yes, like Amandeep pointed out, this is extremely concerning because the IG Patiala has made it clear that the situation escalated due to rumors. So we'll continuously get you non-stop live updates from Patiala as Amandeep is leading the reportage there. For the moment, moving on to more news we're tracking. Meanwhile, a massive fire that broke out at the Bhalswa landfill in Delhi continued to rage on for fifth day today. Now, firefighters are still trying to douse the blaze at the landfill site in North Delhi, which broke out first on 26th April. Here are all the details.
As a fire that broke out at the Bhalswa landfill site has entered its fifth day, and till now the fire officials, the fire department is not able to completely douse off the fire. I'll ask my camera person Mahindra to show you as to how this fire has engulfed the national capital's Bhalswa landfill site. Remember that on Tuesday evening this fire had broken out. Blazes of fire could be seen in the initial visuals that were there, and in fact now though the fire is in complete control, but then there are still plumes of smoke coming out, and completely the fire could not be doused off. According to the fire officials who are continuously working here in the initial day, it was 11 fire tenders that were rushed to the spot, and then on at least 5 fire tenders are still dousing of the fire, are still continuing with the firefighting operations. As per the officials of the fire department, it is the deadly methane gas. In fact, it is the toxic methane gas which is constantly reacting due to the high temperatures inside this landfill site and the dump yard, which is causing this fire to in fact resurrect and not completely douse off. In fact, what has more happened is that the Delhi Commission for Women has issued a notice to the NDMC secretary and has asked for its response over this whole issue. And in fact, the Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai has also blamed the corruption in the municipal corporation for this continuous fire. And in fact, the people, the locals here, have also filed a police complaint with regards to the methane gas choking them. In fact, the firefighters are continuously doing the operation for last 5 days.
On to more stories we're tracking. Prime Minister Modi will participate in the inaugural session of the Joint Conference of Chief Ministers and Chief Justices of High Courts at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. He will also address the gathering, and Chief Justice of India, Justice N.V. Ramana, and Union Minister of Law and Justice, Kiran Rijiju, will also address the conference. Union Minister of State for Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ashwini Kumar Chaubey, launched a scathing attack on Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray by saying that the soul of Bal Thackeray would have been hurt over arrest for reciting Hanuman Chalisa. President of Karnataka Congress D.K. Shivkumar alleged that leaders of BJP and Popular Front of India are behind the violence in Hubli that broke out earlier this month. Shivkumar further claimed that the reports of distribution of food kits to the accused in Hubli violence have nothing to do with the Congress. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao extended greetings of Ramzan at the iftar party organized by the state government in Hyderabad. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi, Telangana Home Minister Mohammad Mahmood Ali, Telangana Rashtra Samiti leaders, Muslim clerics and many MLAs and MLCs were among the dignitaries present at the event. And we continue tracking more as far as the Maharashtra political crisis is concerned. Now, amid the loudspeaker face-off, remember, a lot of developments have been taking place, especially with regards to the MNS. Now, Raj Thackeray is all set to head to Aurangabad to address a mega rally on 1st of May. Republic continues to get you non-stop live updates. In more, we're tracking Mumbai Sessions Court to resume bail plea hearing of the Rana couple. Stay tuned. We get you all the details.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality. To apply, visit amity.edu.
Good evening and welcome. Continuing our campaign for true secularism in this country and not minorityism camouflaged as fake secularism, tonight we expose and report on the new reprehensible culture among some groups and political parties to reward rioters. Yes, it is true. Some political parties are in a race to reward those people who take part in communal riots. In Karnataka, the Congress party's leader was planning to distribute thousands of rupees to those accused of rioting. And he was forced to pull back after our reporters revealed his plan. Can you believe it? A riot reward, ladies and gentlemen. That's also my hashtag tonight. Hashtag riot reward. Elsewhere, the All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin leaders were trying to hold iftar parties in jail for riot-accused leaders. A riot reward. Other groups are rushing to somehow help those who attacked the Hanuman procession and Shobha Yatra in Jahangir Puri. Another riot reward. And I am asking tonight, and I am sure that you are as well, how many of these parties and groups came to help the family of Harsha when he was butchered? Or to the help of policemen who were stoned in Jahangir Puri? Or to the help of Shivam, who was in a coma, injured during the attack on a Hindu temple in Khargon? Viewers, a riot reward? This hypocrisy has to stop. Things have crossed all limits now. And only if the people support our call for true secularism. True secularism, ladies and gentlemen, not pseudo-secularism, can things change in this country, and they must.
ये जो हीरोइन है अफगानिस्तान से पाकिस्तान के रास्ते आई है, जिसपे कि हमारा अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है। इसमें कुछ कनेक्शन दुबई का भी मिला है। समय आने पर पूरा खुलासा किया जाएगा।
pro-Canada activist Vatal Nagaraj and his supporters are protesting in front of Mysore Bank Circle here in Bengaluru against Hindu imposition, as well as the statements of Ajay Devgan on Twitter.
हमारी सब इच्छाओं को पूर्ण करने का समय हमारे पास है, क्योंकि हम सत्य पर है, हम सद्भावना पर है, हम सबको अपना मानकर चलते हैं, तो हमारे पास सदा के लिए समय है। हमारी बातें गलत है, किसी दूसरे का विरोध करने वाली है, दुनिया में अशांति हिंसा लाने वाली है, तो फिर हमारे लिए समय मर्यादित है। अब उसके दिन लग गए, आखिरी छटपटाहट हिंसा की तरफ, असद्भावना की तरफ।
What our country needs is an awakening of true secularism and a rejection of pseudo-secularism, a rejection of fake secularism, and what we certainly do not need is minorityism masquerading as secularism. So join me as we raise the pitch in our campaign for India to be truly secular. Join me on the weekend debate. Don't miss it. This one is very important for you to participate in.
Be truly secular. Join India's biggest public campaign. Tweet or WhatsApp your videos on 73044 34381.
Back with international news, the Russian Defense Ministry has claimed another series of attacks on Ukraine while stating that 280 Ukrainian troops have been killed in the attack so far. It also specified additional destruction in several parts of the war-torn nation. Here are more details.
It said Thursday during a daily briefing that it has made another series of strikes with long-range high-precision weapons on Ukrainian facilities.
Raj Thackeray departing for Aurangabad. He had reached Pune yesterday around the afternoon. Amit Thackeray, his son, had already reached Aurangabad before him for the Mahasabha and was greeted with a very large reception, a very warm reception. And now the stage is set for the MNS's very large-scale Sabha at Aurangabad, where we will also be tracking him live. That rally is tomorrow, and before that there is a lot happening while he's en route to the Aurangabad. Meanwhile, the MP of Aurangabad has also issued him an iftar invitation. So there is a lot going on, and we have Raj Thackeray departing from Pune towards Aurangabad, where he is to hold a very large gathering of the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena. Amit Thackeray had already reached there, and the culmination of the loudspeaker ultimatum issued by the MNS is now reaching its final stages. We all are looking forward to seeing what Raj Thackeray has to say in Aurangabad. We are en route there ourselves, and all the details will be on Republic viewers when the big Sabha begins there, and then as it winds its way back towards Mumbai before the May 3rd ultimatum for the loudspeakers in Mumbai. Raj Thackeray making his way towards Pune, towards Aurangabad from Pune. He had arrived there yesterday.
दिया था और कहा था कि 3 मई तक लाउडस्पीकर्स हट जाने चाहिए, और उसके बीच में जिस तरीके से औरंगाबाद में ये बड़ी रैली होने वाली है कल, आपने जिस तरीके से देखा कि कर्फ्यू का माहौल वहां पर था। 9 तारीख तक के लिए पाबंदियां औरंगाबाद में लगाई गई, लेकिन औरंगाबाद नहीं बल्कि यहाँ पर एमएनएस की कार्यकर्ता जो पहुंचे हुए हैं वो संभाजी नगर कहकर इस बात को सीधे तौर पर संभाजी नगर कहकर वो ये पूरे ब्रेक के बाद
So we'll keep going across to our reporters, but a big story that Republic is going to be tracking very closely. Raj Thackeray, remember, has been given the permission to organize this highly anticipated rally in Aurangabad, and he's en route for the same. The rally, though, will be taking place tomorrow, so he will be reaching Aurangabad today, and the meeting will take place on the grounds of Aurangabad's Sanskritik Krida Mandal Maidan. Now, though permission has been granted, but there are a number of conditions that have been put out. The public meeting will take place on the 1st from 4:30 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. So that's the time that has essentially been given out. The event's location and time cannot be changed. Also, what has been said is that citizens attending the meeting should exercise self-discipline given the sensitivity around the developments that have been taking place in Maharashtra. Quickly going across to Shrishti once again, who's getting us more.
लगातार देख पा रहे हैं।
And coming up next after a very short break, shifting our focus back to the situation in Patiala and Punjab. Heavy security has been deployed across the city after clashes broke out between pro and anti-Khalistani groups yesterday. And BHU student shaves head in protest against Vice Chancellor for attending the iftar party. More details on the other side.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality. To apply, visit amity.edu.
Sikh organizations are continuously protesting, demanding action against the Hindu organizations who have allegedly attacked on them. The clash reported where the Sikh organizations were rolling out march for the Khalistan, and in fact on the other side Shiv Sena and along with the other Hindu organizations coming out with the march, anti-Khalistan march.
In another incident of an alleged custodial death from the state of Tamil Nadu, a man from Thiruvannamalai district allegedly died in police custody after being taken for questioning. The man, identified as Thangamani, was taken into police custody in connection to questioning on illegal liquor sale. While his family members have levelled allegations of being tortured by police officers in custody, police officers have claimed that man suffered fits on Wednesday, following which he was taken to a government hospital and died during the treatment. Meanwhile, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has assured that proper inquiry will be conducted as soon as autopsy report is received.
This came just a few days after another similar incident was reported from Chennai, where a 25-year-old man was beaten to death in police custody over alleged possession of drugs. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
ये जो हीरोइन है अफगानिस्तान से पाकिस्तान के रास्ते आई है, जिसपे कि हमारा अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है। इसमें कुछ कनेक्शन दुबई का भी मिला है। समय आने पर पूरा खुलासा किया जाएगा।
Pro-Canada activist Vatal Nagaraj and his supporters are protesting in front of Mysore Bank Circle here in Bengaluru against Hindu imposition, as well as the statements of Ajay Devgan on Twitter.
हमारी सब इच्छाओं को पूर्ण करने का समय हमारे पास है, क्योंकि हम सत्य पर है, हम सद्भावना पर है, हम सबको अपना मानकर चलते हैं, तो हमारे पास सदा के लिए समय है। हमारी बातें गलत है, किसी दूसरे का विरोध करने वाली है, दुनिया में अशांति हिंसा लाने वाली है, तो फिर हमारे लिए समय मर्यादित है। अब उसके दिन लग गए।
After India's biggest campaign comes the week's biggest debate. Public debaters face off on true secularism. Who is being truly secular in India?
हमारे मुल्क के आईन में दर्ज है कि वी आर अ सेक्युलर कंट्री। मुझे नहीं लगता है कि किसी भी हुकूमत को इस चीज में दखल देना चाहिए।
सद्भावना पर जो चलते हैं, अहिंसा पर जो चलते हैं, सत्य बात पर, न्याय बात पर जो चलते हैं, उनके लिए समय है, क्योंकि वो रहने वाले हैं।
Arnab live at 8 p.m. with the Be Truly Secular debate.
Republic's mega campaign Be Truly Secular kickstarts. Join the campaign if you believe that secularism must be India first. Heavy security deployed in Patiala after clashes broke out between pro and anti-Khalistani groups yesterday. Amid loudspeaker face of Raj Thackeray heads to Aurangabad to address a mega rally on the 1st. Mumbai Sessions Court to resume bail plea hearing of Navneet and Ravi Rana. Fire at Bhalswa landfill rages for 5th consecutive day. Residents file police complaint against NDMC officials. BHU student shaves head in protest against Vice Chancellor for attending iftar party. Good morning. Thanks for staying with us here on Republic TV. On Rise at 9, we start with the latest as far as the Patiala clashes that broke out yesterday are concerned. Now, that's a developing story because investigations are still underway. What we are also being told, and breaking news coming in on that, the Punjab Chief Minister has pulled up Punjab DGP for not controlling the clashes in a timely manner. Now, he says he will fix accountability of responsible officers. So that's an update coming in that the Punjab Chief Minister has pulled up Punjab DGP for not
law will be taking its course to ensure that justice is done in every case.
Today itself, ma'am, Hindu organizations has given the call of Patiala Bandh, and in fact maximum security has been deployed outside the Kali Devi temple also. Curfew imposed. So how the law and order situation will be controlled?
Curfew has been lifted. We are trying to the situation is actually normal. This is all by way of abundant caution right now. Situation is calm. Situation is under control. We are just trying to ensure that there are no flare-ups, that everybody just respects the fact that Patiala has always been a center of communal harmony and shall remain one. Thank you.
My last question is there any talks going with the Hindu organizations regarding the Patiala?
We are doing what? I need to go, so I'll come.
So she is Sakshi Sani, Deputy Commissioner of Patiala, and in fact she is saying that curfew has been lifted but internet has been suspended. Security has been deployed to maintain law and order situation. FIRs has been lodged regarding the desecration of the temple, attack on the temple as well, and in fact on the other side also. There are 3 separate FIRs that has been lodged in Patiala, and one person, that is Harish Singla, has been arrested so far, and police is continuously conducting the carried out the raids to arrest more people in this case, and in fact every precautionary measure is being taken to maintain the law and order situation in Patiala and to maintain the peace in Patiala. And in fact there is a peace committee meeting also at 2:30 p.m. at DC office, where all the organizations have been called to discuss the law and order situation and to maintain the peace. Yes, over to studio.
Absolutely. So back-to-back developments taking place. Amandeep, continue talking to us. An important reaction given by Sakshi Sani, the Deputy Commissioner of Patiala, who says that internet services may not work, will stay suspended, though the curfew has been lifted and there's no need to panic. But she made another important point, Amandeep, that yesterday a lot of misinformation was spread. In fact, all videos were used to create disturbances, were used to bring the law and order out of control. So what really is going on as far as this video claim is concerned? What really was being sent out through WhatsApp and other social media accounts that created so much disturbance across the city?
Absolutely, Christine, and in fact this was revealed in the preliminary investigation that how this clash happened just because of some misinformation traveling on the social media, and that turned to be the reason of the clash. And in fact now 3 separate FIRs has been registered according to the statement of Deputy Commissioner Sakshi Sani. One is attack on temple, another is attack on the people who are injured. 4 people are injured, and third FIR that has been registered is all to spread the misinformation on the social media platform. So these are the 3 FIRs that are under investigation, and even the police is carrying the raids at the certain locations to identify those who have spreaded the misinformation that turned to be the main reason of the clashes. And in fact now the entire administration, entire police force has pressed into the services to maintain the law and order situation, to maintain the peace in Patiala. I can show you the visuals. I am just standing in the middle of the security and I am completely surrounded by the policemen, commandos, riot police. You can see the visuals as well. Just because investigation is taking place parallelly to this situation, but the priority of the Chief Minister, of the administration, of the entire government is to maintain law and order situation, to maintain peace here in Patiala, just because the call that has been given by the Hindu organizations for the Patiala Bandh, now they are trying to defuse it. Even I can show you the visuals as well. They have placed the barricades nearby the Kali Devi temple, from where the Bandh call of Patiala to be started, where the Hindu organizations together. You can see these are the visuals. The entire road has been blocked here with the barricades, and even the police is prepared to deal with any kind of uncertainty, just because they wanted that that march should be restricted to this area also, that should not spread in the other parts of the city that may create law and order situation. You can see the barricades deployed here, barricades placed here, police deployed here, commandos are here, police is negotiating the talks with the Hindu organizations. Deputy Commissioner Sakshi Sani again went to the Hindu organizations to negotiate the talks, to diffuse this call so that this call should be withdrawn. And in fact in the morning SSP Patiala had a word with Hindu organizations so that this call should be dropped. But so far the situation is not very normal. Internet will be suspended in just few minutes from now and will remain suspended till 6 p.m. and massive security deployment is visible on the ground. Yes, Crispin.
Yes.
on the ground.
And many say this is perhaps the first big law and order challenge that is being faced by the newly formed Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab. So let's see how this plays out. The situation is still very critical in Patiala, and we'll keep going across to Amandeep. Thank you for the moment, Amandeep. And let's take you through more developments. We're tracking AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi broke down as he was addressing a gathering near Hyderabad's Mecca Masjid on the last Friday of Ramzan. He was talking about the recent incidents of demolition of Muslim houses and businesses in Delhi and in Madhya Pradesh.
आका हमको जुल्म के जरिए मिटाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, मगर या रसूल अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, हम आपके उम्मती हैं, हम खबीब बिन अदी के गुलामों के गुलाम हैं, हम सबर करेंगे, मैदान नहीं छोड़ेंगे, कमर कसेंगे, अल्लाह से डर कर सिर्फ इन लोगों से मुकाबला करेंगे।
And getting in breaking news, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath met Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and the meeting took place for about 40 minutes. They met this morning at around 8:30 a.m. So just a while ago, the meeting between the two seems to have concluded. But yes, this is once again a meeting take place between Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Union Home Minister Amit Shah. So yes, a big development on that front, and a big Republic scoop this Saturday morning with Yogi Adityanath, UP Chief Minister, meeting Union Home Minister Amit Shah. The meeting lasted for about 40 minutes, started close to 8:30 a.m. is what we are being told. Now, remember, this comes at a time that several political developments have been taking place across the country, and also how the BJP is now going to strategize further as far as the upcoming elections are concerned. For the moment, moving on to more national news we're tracking. Prime Minister Modi will participate in the inaugural session of the Joint Conference of Chief Ministers and Chief Justices of High Courts at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. He will also address the gathering, and Chief Justice of India, Justice N.V. Ramana, along with Union Minister for Law and Justice, Kiran Rijiju, will also be addressing the conference. Union Minister of State for Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ashwini Kumar Chaubey, launched a scathing attack on Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray by saying that soul of Bal Thackeray would have been hurt over arrests for reciting Hanuman Chalisa. The President of Karnataka Congress, D.K. Shivkumar, alleged that leaders of BJP and Popular Front of India are behind the violence in Hubli that broke out earlier this month. Shivkumar further claimed that reports of distribution of food kits to accused in the violence have nothing to do with the Congress. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao extended greetings of Ramzan at the Iftar party organized by state government in Hyderabad. The AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi, along with Telangana Home Minister, Telangana Rashtra Swamiti leaders, Muslim clerics and many MLAs and MLCs were among the dignitaries present at the event. A massive fire that broke out at the Bhalswa landfill site is not completely dozed off yet. Flames emerging from the site can still be seen as it continues to exhale the toxic air in the site surroundings. So far, Delhi Commission of Women has summoned the North Municipal Corporation of Delhi on 4th to explain the steps taken by it to prevent poisonous fumes from entering the houses of residents living nearby the landfill area. And a quick eBix Cash news alert coming in. Army Chief General Naravane can be seen paying homage at the National War Memorial. Now remember, this comes at a time that he's all set to retire as the Chief of Army Staff. And given this development and given that he will be the outgoing Army Chief, a development that has taken place at the National War Memorial, with him paying his tributes to the brave hearts there. Remember, it is Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey, the first engineers officer to become the Chief of Army Staff, who will take charge tomorrow, that is 1st of May.
Who is truly secular and who uses it as a facade? What does it mean to be truly secular?
इस उत्तर प्रदेश में आज से 5 साल पहले दंगे होते थे। आज उत्तर प्रदेश में सर्वत्र शांति है, सौहार्द है, अराजकता, गुंडागर्दी के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है।
Can the lobby claim to be truly secular?
सेकुलरिज्म हमारे डीएनए में है, इस मुल्क के डीएनए में है। ये जरूर बीजेपी कोशिश कर रही है कि जो सेकुलर फैब्रिक है उसको तार-तार करने की, बट डीएनए इज गोइंग टू बी देयर।
Have those who talk secularism failed in its delivery? Arnav live at 8 p.m. with the Be Truly Secular debate.
Well, the Bhalswa landfill site smolders for a 5th consecutive day. Fire still raging on there, and that remains our focus when we return after a very short break. We tell you how residents have filed a police complaint against NDMC officials. Remember, already 50 lakh fine on the North Delhi municipal body has been imposed already. Also breaking down details of how the BHU student shaved his head off in protest against Vice Chancellor for attending the iftar party.
A bus conductor was cheered to death in a fire incident happened in Bathinda's bus stand when 3 buses gutted in fire all of a sudden, and this incident reported late in the night when the bus conductor was sleeping inside the bus. All of a sudden that fire incident reported in which 3 buses gutted. Soon after receiving the information, local administration reached at the spot. Fire tenders pressed into the service, but the entire administration failed to rescue the bus conductor from inside the bus alive, and in fact later his body has been shifted to civil hospital for the post-mortem just because the burn injuries was there, and he was declared brought dead in the civil hospital. Meanwhile, the local administration has also launched an investigation in this entire incident to ascertain the reason behind this fire incident, just because 3 private buses has been put on the fire, and in fact one person died who was sleeping inside the bus just because the incident happened late night, and even the administration is now trying to find out the reason behind this incident.
A report in the morning that supporters of Congress MLA and former Minister Zamir Ahmad Khan allegedly trying to distribute food kit as well as 5,000 rupees money to the family members of accused who are arrested in connection with Hubballi violence. And according to the supporters, there were many innocents who were being framed in the case and arrested. And all those family members are from poor background, and that is the reason MLA have come forward to help them by providing food kit and financial assistance. And what we also get to learn is Anjanum Islam, one of the highest Muslim body in Hubballi district, also tried to join hands with this particular donation from MLA. But later on, when this particular news went viral on social media and mainstream media, now they have called off this particular event to give food kit as well as the money.
Sikh organizations are continuously protesting, demanding action against the Hindu organizations who have allegedly attacked on them. The clash reported where the Sikh organizations were rolling out march for the Khalistan, and in fact on the other side Shiv Sena and along with the other Hindu organizations coming out with the march, anti-Khalistan march.
In another incident of an alleged custodial death from the state of Tamil Nadu, a man from Thiruvananthapuram
नहीं होगा, कोई भी विवादित बयान नहीं दिया जाएगा, किसी प्रकार की उग्रता रैली में नहीं देखने को मिलेगी, सभा में नहीं देखने को मिलेगी। इन्हीं तमाम बातों को लेकर सशर्त ये रैली की इजाजत यहाँ पर दी गई है। और कल को लेकर औरंगाबाद में आपको बता दें कि लगातार वहाँ सुरक्षा व्यवस्था भी पूरी तरीके से मुस्तैद की गई है कि सुरक्षा में किसी प्रकार की कोई कोताही ना हो, चाहे वो बैरिकेटिंग की हम बात करें या फिर पुलिस की बात करें, ये सीधे तौर पर सुरक्षा व्यवस्था यहाँ पर और ज्यादा मुस्तैद की गई है। लेकिन तस्वीरें इस वक्त हम आपको पुणे की सड़कों की दिखा रहे हैं, जहां से राज ठाकरे का काफिला अब आगे बढ़ता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है। संभाजी समाधि स्थल पर जाएंगे और उसके बाद आपको बता दें वो सीधे यहां से औरंगाबाद के लिए रवाना होने वाले हैं। यहां से 30 किलोमीटर का सफर जो है तय करके वो संभाजी समाधि स्थल पर पहुंचेंगे और उसके बाद वहां की तस्वीरें हम आपको दिखाएंगे। लेकिन अभी ये जो काफिला आप देख पा रहे हैं, ये राज ठाकरे का काफिला है जो अब आगे बढ़ता हुआ आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, जिसकी एक एक तस्वीर हम आपको लगातार दिखा रहे हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात ये रही कि भारी तादाद में जो साधु संत यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए थे, जो पुरोहित यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए थे, वो सीधे तौर पर आपको बता दें कि किस तरीके से उन्होंने आशीर्वाद दिया और जय श्री राम के नारे यहाँ पर लगाए गए और कहा गया कि आप आगे बढ़िए, आप संघर्ष करिए, हम आपके साथ हैं। इससे पहले आपने देखा था कि 1 मई की रैली का जब सीधे तौर पर कहा गया था, राज ठाकरे की ओर से ऐलान किया गया था कि 1 मई को ये बड़ी रैली की जाएगी, तब उन्होंने एक टीजर जारी किया था। लेकिन और उसके बाद में आज भी एक टीजर जारी किया गया। ये तस्वीर आप सबसे पहले देख रहे हैं, राज ठाकरे के काफिले की तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, उनकी गाड़ी की तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। जो फूलों से सजी हुई गाड़ी आप देख पा रहे हैं, उसी के भीतर राज ठाकरे मौजूद हैं। फूलों की बरसात की गई, जब ये काफिला आगे बढ़ता है तो फूलों की बरसात की जाती है। और ये तस्वीर हम आपको उनके काफिले के ठीक आगे से दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से वो अब आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। संभाजी समाधि स्थल पर जाएंगे और उसके बाद वो औरंगाबाद के लिए रवाना होंगे। कल जो बड़ी रैली होने वाली है, आपको बता दें कि समय जो तय किया गया है 4 बजे से 9:30 बजे तक का समय जो है वो दिया गया है इस सभा के लिए, इस रैली के लिए। और सीधे काफिले के आगे से रिपब्लिक भारत आपको एक एक तस्वीर दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा है कि किस तरीके से काफिला आगे बढ़ रहा है और कैसे एमएनएस के कार्यकर्ताओं में, यहाँ के लोगों में एक उत्साह है। तो राजनीति की एक नई तस्वीर अब आप महाराष्ट्र में देख पा रहे हैं। लाउड स्पीकर मामले को लेकर ये तमाम जो बातें हैं वो शुरू होती हैं और 3 मई तक का अल्टीमेटम राज ठाकरे यहाँ की सरकार को देते हैं कि लाउड स्पीकर हट जाने चाहिए, नहीं तो वो मस्जिदों के बाहर बैठकर हनुमान चालीसा का पाठ करेंगे। उसके बाद लाउड स्पीकर का ये पूरा मामला जो है वो शुरू होता है। लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश के बाद आपको बता दें, सीधे तौर पर सभी को ये आदेश जारी किए गए कि लाउड स्पीकर चाहे मंदिर हो या मस्जिद, सभी से हटाए जाएंगे, उनकी आवाज़ जो है वो धीमी की जाएगी। और उसके बाद जिस तरीके की सियासत कल आपने देखी, चाहे हम जयपुर की बात करें, वहाँ किस तरीके से लाउड स्पीकर लगाए गए, लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश इकलौता ऐसा राज्य रहा जिसने सभी मानकों के जरिए ये कार्रवाई की, चाहे मंदिर रहा या फिर मस्जिद रही या फिर गिरजाघर रहा, सभी से लाउड स्पीकर जो है वो हटाए गए। और इसी हजारों की तादाद में लाउड स्पीकर हटाए गए या उनकी आवाज़ें कम की गई। इसी बात को लेकर राज ठाकरे ने योगी आदित्यनाथ की सराहना भी की, उनकी तारीफ भी की और कहा कि योगी सरकार ने जितनी संजीदगी से ये कार्य किया, उत्तर प्रदेश में किसी प्रकार का माहौल खराब नहीं हुआ, किसी प्रकार से हिंदू मुसलमान की कोई बातें नहीं हुई, बल्कि बराबरी के साथ में ये कार्य जो किया गया वो सीधे तौर पर सराहनीय रहा। और अब ये काफिला जो है वो आगे बढ़ रहा है और तंज कसते हुए आपको बता दें कि राज ठाकरे ने यह भी कहा कि यहाँ पर महाराष्ट्र में भोगी सरकार है, योगी सरकार नहीं। और अब खबरें ये भी आ रही हैं, हालांकि पुख्ता अभी तक इस खबर को नहीं किया जा सकता, लेकिन ये जानकारी मिल रही है कि राज ठाकरे जो है वो योगी आदित्यनाथ से मुलाकात कर सकते हैं। तो योगी आदित्यनाथ जो है वो राज ठाकरे की पहली पसंद।
So yes, our reporters continue to break down more and more details. MNS President, now though he's been given permission by the police to organize this rally in Aurangabad. Preparations on in full swing. He's now reaching Chhatrapati Sambhaji Memorial Palace before he leaves for Aurangabad. Republic continues to lead the coverage as far as that big update is concerned. He's received the permission and approval has been granted to his Sabha under a total of 16 terms and conditions. And in some international updates for the moment, hundreds of people are arriving in the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv after being evacuated from the nearby village of Ruska Lozova. The village had been under Russian occupation for more than a month. According to Kharkiv regional governor, almost half the village escaped in buses, in shrapnel-damaged cars or on foot. After fierce battles saw Russian troops push back and Ukraine take full control of the village. Emergency services in Lanka on Friday worked to put out fires and help the injured. As the fighting continued in the east of Ukraine, at least one woman was injured in the town 25 kilometers from Kramatorsk in the neighboring Sloviansk, where columns of smoke were seen rising in open areas of the region that was hit several times. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the situation in Kharkiv region and in the Donbass is still difficult. He said the defense of our land and our people is literally the fight for the life. In fact, on Thursday, Moscow's forces launched a missile attack on a residential high-rise and another building in Kiev as well, shattering weeks of relative calm in the capital following Russia's retreat from the region early this month. Russia's foreign minister appeared to dismiss the need for the United Nations to help secure humanitarian corridors out of some of Ukraine's cities. In an interview, Lavrov said there was no need for any other party to provide help to open humanitarian corridors. As President Joe Biden pushes Congress for another $33 billion to bolster Ukraine's fight against Russia, the rapid pace of shipments out of Delaware's Dover Air Force Base continues. On Friday, a C-17 from McGuire Air Base in New Jersey was being loaded with a combined shipment of howitzer missiles and personal protective gear destined for Poland en route to Ukraine. Getting in some breaking news as far as developments in Patiala are concerned. Punjab government has transferred IG and SSP of Patiala. So yes, details coming in of the kind of suspensions that transfers that have taken place. We are being told that on directions of Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, Punjab government has transferred the Inspector General of Police, that is IG Patiala range, and Senior Superintendent of Police, the SSP Patiala, and also the Superintendent of Police with immediate effect. So 3 transfers have taken place given the clashes that broke out in Patiala yesterday. Giving out the details, a spokesperson of Chief Minister's office said that Mr. Mukhwinder Singh Chinna has been appointed as the new IG Patiala. Mr. Deepak Parekh has been appointed as new SSB Patiala, and Mr. Wazir Singh has been appointed the new SP of Patiala. Patiala clashes investigation continues to be our top focus as the internet has been suspended in the city. After a short break, we get you a live report on how heavy security has been deployed across the city after clashes broke out between pro and anti-Khalistani groups yesterday. And in more, we're tracking Mumbai Sessions Court to resume bail plea hearing of Navneet Rana and Ravi Rana. Stay tuned for more.
See, these are the stones that were being pelted on the car of the Shiv Sena leader Harish Singla, just because the temple trustees were not trusting on the Harish Singla. These people who are taking care of the Kali Mata temple in Patiala, they are alleging that the entire incident happened just because of Harish Singla. He was the one who is being accused. Look at these visuals. All of a sudden, stones were being pelted. A bus conductor was cheered to death in a fire incident happened in Bathinda's bus stand when 3 buses gutted in fire all of a sudden, and this incident reported late in the night when the bus conductor was sleeping inside the bus. All of a sudden that fire incident reported in which 3 buses gutted. Soon after receiving the information, local administration reached at the spot. Fire tenders pressed into the service, but the entire administration failed to rescue the bus conductor from inside the bus alive, and in fact later his body has been shifted to civil hospital for the post-mortem just because the burn injuries was there and he was declared brought dead in the civil hospital. Meanwhile, the local administration has also launched an investigation in this entire incident to ascertain the reason behind this fire incident, just because 3 private buses has been put on the fire, and in fact one person died who was sleeping inside the bus just because the incident happened late night, and even the administration is now trying to find out the reason behind this incident.
With Jammu and Kashmir touching 40 degrees centigrade in the month of April itself and the power crisis growing day by day, the Congress party today staged protest against the Union Territory government led by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, wherein they demanded that there should be adequate supply of the electricity in all the areas of the Jammu region. When the Congress party was staging protests led by its senior leaders, including the working president Raman Bhalla and the district in charge, including the Yogesh Sani, the police detained both of them along with several workers of the Congress party, and they were taken to the nearby police station. The police has foiled the march of the Congress party from their headquarters, in which they were staging.
No appeasement, no pandering, no minorityism anymore, no identity politics. It's time to be truly secular. Join the biggest debate with me at 8 p.m. Let's be truly secular.
Secular campaign on Republic. Heavy security deployed in Patiala city. Raj Thackeray in Aurangabad today. Navneet Rana and Ravi Rana's bail hearing to take place today. Day 5 of Delhi Landfill fire which rages on. BHU student shaves head in protest against Vice Chancellor for attending iftar party. Good morning, viewers. Thanks for tuning in. It's 10 a.m. Our top focus remains the clashes that broke out in Patiala city yesterday. In fact, the latest what we are told is that the IG and the SSP have been suspended by Punjab police. So that's the latest that you're learning. The police is trying to identify the people through video footage as well. In fact, the raids are on to nab the accused. The visuals on your screens as well of the heavy police deployment in the area after the Patiala clashes. There is a tension in Patiala city, and the latest what you're told is that the cops are reviewing the CCTV tapes to nab the protesters. In fact, we have a reaction as well that's coming in. Let's listen in.
And we are in control of the situation. We are constantly monitoring. हम पूरी तरह इसमें मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं, ऐसी सिचुएशन कंट्रोल कर चुके हैं. The city as of now peaceful है.
मैम कितनी एफआईआर दर्ज की गई है इस पूरे मामले पे?
एफआईआर्स मैं तो लिस्ट भी दे देनी है. अच्छा, एफआईआर्स मैं आपको लिस्ट भी प्रोवाइड कर देती हूँ. बट एफआईआर्स हैव बीन लॉन्च्ड इन 3 circumstances. एक तो कल क्रॉस एफआईआर्स वो लॉन्च्ड अननोन थे. एक मिस्टर सिंगला ते जेह्ड़ी होई है, एक तीजी मंदिर ते जेह्ड़े अटैक होया है उस बेसिस ते भी FIRs लॉन्च हुई है. आर्म्स एक्ट वेरियस सेक्शंस हैव बीन यूज्ड, सो FIRs हैव बीन लॉन्च्ड. पुलिस अपनी कार्रवाई कर रही है ते रेड्स हैव आल्सो बीन कंडक्टेड ते पुलिस की कार्रवाई जारी है.
क्या आज परमिशन दी गई है जो हिंदू संगठन है जिन्होंने आज पटियाला बंद का आह्वान दिया है, क्या उनको परमिशन दी गई है?
हमने अभी कोई परमिशन नहीं दी है. हम लोग यही सबसे फिर से दोबारा मेरी रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी, मेरी सारियां नू यही अपील रहेगी. आज असी पीस कमेटी मीटिंग भी बुलाई है 2 बजे मेरे दफ्तर. सो मेरी सारियां नू यही अपील रहेगी तुहाडे सारियां राही भी. इनफैक्ट मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट मीडिया नू स्पैशली करना चाहनी हाँ कि तुहानू सारियां नू पता है कि कल आप सबको पता है कि कल रूमर मॉन्गरिंग की वजह से मॉन्गरिंग की वजह नाल काफ़ी मतलब काफ़ी ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ रूमर्स फैले हैं, अफवाहें फैलियां सीगियां ਜਿਹੜੀ सच नहीं सी. लॉट ऑफ मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन वॉज स्प्रेड विच वॉज नॉट ट्रू. सो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट स्पेशली मीडिया को ये रहेगी कि प्लीज़ विल प्ले अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल रोल. इनफैक्ट अभी एक ऑर्डर भी आया है 9:30 ऑनवर्ड्स. जो आपका इंटरनेट सर्विसेज हैं दोज विल नॉट बी वर्किंग, बट अगेन उसमें पैनिक करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. दिस इज़ जस्ट एन अबंडेंट कॉशन बीइंग टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट, बिकॉज कल जो चीज़ें हुई थी वो बेसिकली अफवाहें और मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन जो फॉरवर्डेबल व्हाट्सएप्स एंड ओल्ड वीडियोज़ की वजह से हुई.
Well, we have my colleague Amandeep who is in Patiala tracking all the latest updates from the city. Amandeep, what is the latest situation that you're picking up? You're now told that the SSP and IG have been transferred as well, and new IG as well as the SSP have been appointed.
Absolutely. The point is that IG, SSP and SP, these 3 top posts of Patiala has been transferred. Now, Rakesh Agarwal, to whom we have just spoken 2 minutes back, he has been transferred from IG Patiala range, and new IG, Mukhwinder Singh Sheena, is new IG of Patiala range. And in fact, Nanak Singh has also removed as a SSP of Patiala, and Deepak is a new SSP of Patiala. SP City, Wazir Singh Khera is new Patiala SP City. A clear-cut indication from the side of the government by these 3 transfers that somewhere down the line the lapses are there from the side of the police, the lapses are there from the side of the intelligence, the way clash happened yesterday. That is the reason the action has been taken against these 3 top cops of Patiala with their transfers, and now the new cops will take the charge and they will try to control the situation in Patiala. In fact, and even the confession of the government that there is a lapses on the side of the police is a big confession, and even now they are trying to maintain the law and order situation as well in Patiala. One action, and in fact another big news is that a separate FIR has been registered against the pro-Khalistani elements that were raising slogan yesterday on the streets of Khalistan Zindabad, and now the police is trying to identify those faces through the video footage, through the visuals that was being circulated on the social media, and even they are trying to identify the faces so that they can register and nab the accused also. Many developments are happening every minute. On one side, Deputy Commissioner and IG Patiala range is negotiating the talks with the Hindu organizations to diffuse this protest. On the other side, security deployment. On the third side, government has taken the action against 3 top cops of Patiala. On the fourth side, a separate FIR has been registered against pro-Khalistani. On the fifth side, Hindu organizations are demanding to arrest the pro-Khalistani people who have disrespect the Kali Devi temple yesterday. These are the developments happening back to back in Patiala, but now so far Patiala is not into a normal situation. The entire administration and police remain on the toes to calm down the situation, to maintain the peace and law and order situation in Patiala so far, just because yesterday what had happened was not acceptable. The entire government and the entire administration remain on the toes. Even today early in the morning, Bhagwant Mann, Chief Minister of Punjab, has taken the meeting, after which the decision has been taken against the 3 top cops to transfer. And you can see the visuals. Nanak Singh is the SSP now. He is the former SSP of Patiala range. He has been transferred. Now new SSP Deepak will take the charge of Patiala SSP. This action has been taken by the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. You can see security is being reviewed every minute in Patiala outside the Kali Devi temple, just because no single chance can be taken now, just because yesterday the lackadaisical attitude of police resulting to the clash, the communal clash in Patiala, and even 4 injured, and even
All right, Amandeep, thanks for taking us through all those details. So very important visuals that are coming in right now of the security also that has been beefed up in Patiala city, and the new IG and SSP have been appointed after the earlier IG as well as the SSP have been transferred by the Punjab government. In fact, for now, let's take a quick look at all that's making news from across the country. Prime Minister Modi will participate in the inaugural session of the Joint Conference of Chief Ministers and